This is the Waupaca Area School District Board of Education meeting.
President's comments, I really have very few other than congratulations to the baseball team on their journey to state starting tomorrow night. With that, we will start with a pledge, and you won't have many more opportunities unless you come as a member of the community. Would you lead us, please?
Yes. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call the meeting to order. Let the minutes reflect that all members of the board are in attendance. I don't see anyone here for public comment. If anybody is here that wants to put a public hat on before we continue. Okay. Approval of the agenda.
I would move approval of the agenda as presented.
Second. Motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second, Steve Shem.
Second, Steve. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. We'll move into the approval of minutes. We have the May 10 and May 24 regular and special board meetings.
So moved. Second.
And second. Any discussion, corrections? There being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Communications.
Donations, some very nice donations again this month. We have the Mutual Wausau to FFA grant $400, and these are explained in information online. Joel Comfort, $200 for $100 for Tech Ed and $100 for the FFA chapter, and Charlie Larson, $100 for the FFA chapter. In the Waupaca Area Community Foundation, a grant was written for a Counteract program. $1,500 was given from the foundation to Counteract. You use that to buy supplies. And then Holt Mifflin Hardcourt Benchmark online study. Middle school agreed to do a sample test to get sample test results for Holt Mifflin. And in return for that, they were given $10,778. It's an odd number because it comes out to a certain dollar amount per pupil. And the WTI grant written by Crystal Vita at the Learning Center. Very nice grant, $24,000, 2 telepresence devices. And the telepresence device is it's like a portable computer table that will allow, they've had one at the middle school. It allows you to connect, it's like distance learning. So it allows you to connect with another learning center somewhere else. They talk to UW Stevens Point while they're in the middle school classes. It's like a cascade, portable cascade network. So these things, people can take virtual field trips with these telepresence devices. It's going to be a really nice addition. So
you thought we didn't know what that meant?
Or that we knew what this multiple cascade was?
Yeah, just in case. It affords more distance learning opportunities for our students, let's put it that way. So, it's very nice donations and grant awards.
Dave, as long as we're just looking at where the money went, can you remind us again what the Counteract program is?
Sure. Counteract is a 5th grade, right? Yeah, 5th grade program. Maureen, you can explain it to ours.
Sure. We have our police liaison teach the 5th grade students how to respond to, learning about drugs and alcohol and how to respond appropriately and using team, peer strength and team effort in order to remain healthy and live healthy lives. And it gives them, it's a program that is presented by the police department. So our police liaison, Sam Van Dintern, is leading it. And it gives him an opportunity to really connect with the kids and build relationships with them. And as the kids learn about, okay, what's out there, what are the, what drugs are out there, and what they have to be cautious about and how to protect themselves from making bad choices. So they like it a lot. And really what Sam would like to do with part of that money too is expand a program similar to that at maybe a 7th or 8th grade level. So one more time during the middle school years before they enter high school.
Program that lasts a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Then they have
a lot of family involvement or parent involvement.
Right,
as well.
right. And then they end the program with the kids put on special skits up from the information that they learned. And then, yeah, they have a big celebration at the end and having their families come in too to share so the families can hear the information that the kids have learned.
It's been going on a long time. I remember my kids were in it in the late 1990s.
Yeah. So,
Maureen, that program is funded annually by donations.
Correct.
From,
we have, the Foundry usually donates quite a bit of money. Farm State Bank donates a lot of money, and First National.
so that's the ongoing cost. This is in addition to that to do the little extra.
Correct.
Some of you might be more familiar with the DARE program.
Oh, yeah.
It's really an alternative to the DARE program.
Dave, do you know what the grant for the middle school is going to be used for? The 10,000?
Yes, the Lyceum programs. So they're going to put it in their fund so they can bring in some programs for kids. It's going into that fund in the middle school. And Ben's going to be here shortly. He's starting the summer school.
Ah.
Is he adopted the school?
No, no, that's over. So we'll need a motion.
Okay. With those donations, do I have a motion to accept?
Motion to approve with appreciation. Second.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Recognition.
Okay, I'm really pleased to announce the two of these recognitions in particular. The RTI School of Merit in Math and Reading Award goes to the middle school and the Learning Center. It has two separate awards, and the School of Distinction for PBIS implementation to the middle school and Learning Center. We've come a long way in our PBS implementation. I think you're hearing about it. I'm hearing about it out in the community. Our goal is to make that community-wide the Waupaca way. But it takes a team of people, and in fact the entire staff, to work together in order to get these recognitions from the state. And I think it says a lot for the schools working together to get this. No one person can do it. No small team of 2 or 3 people can earn these awards. They apply for them. They have to meet a number of criteria. This is not the first time the Learning Center's gotten it. You've had it before.
First time for distinction, 3 years for merit.
So first time for distinction. Middle school came on a little bit later in the PBIS, and the fact that they earned this recognition at this point already says a lot for their implementation at middle school. And it sets the bar pretty high for high school. And we know high school is coming along and making great strides, I think. If you go to the high school, you see the banners in the school now talking about Waupaca Way. And it's just a matter of time before the high school is eligible for this, gets this award too. So congratulations to both principals at middle school, to Mr. Erzpalmer and Mr. Rayon, and their entire staff for those recognitions. Very well deserved. And then the Waupaca Learning Center, also Children's Health Alliance of Wisconsin, Seal a Smile. That letter was in your packet as well. High rate of participation for that program. This is I've got 2 things not on the agenda, but they came in late, so I'm going to just announce them now. First is a thank you note from the James Lewinsky family for a donation made to the Scholarship Foundation. Just want to make that known. And the second, and I see that Dar is here, and that's why I went back to get this. It's a proclamation from the Tony Evers at the State Department of Public Instruction for School Nutrition Employee Week, and that was held May 2nd through 6th. It was too late to get on the May agenda, so I'm making it recognized. So congratulations, Dar, to you and your staff. And then thank you notes. There's a thank you note from the Super Six Soul Savers. It's one of the groups that went to Nashville and competed at global finals for Destination Imagination. We had 2 teams there, and this was one of them. And they did well. Have you heard the final? We're in, what, in the 20s, 23 or something like that?
23 and 40 first.
Yeah, so they did very well. Congratulations to them. Okay.
School board reports on meetings.
Oh, we, the 4 of us, went to the law official gathering 2 weeks ago. Saw Jim Macy and the new firm. Actually, it was different than a Davis and Keelthau event. I think there were more attorneys present than in the past. And it seemed like all the attorneys at the firm were present, even those that were not presenting. So they, I thought they mingled nicely. They made sure that there was 1 or 2 at every table. The topics were very informative.
Well, things like transgender.
Oh,
policy
yes,
was
the
a big one,
transgender.
and something about the new labor laws related
Right.
to wages.
And the new overtime laws.
Yes, that's what.
Yeah. They talked a lot about tweeting and Facebook and text messaging, and how those are very legal documents, and we shouldn't be doing any communication using personal emails or anything like that. So it was very informative. It was their first, this firm's first of that, so I assume the Davis and Keelthau guys must have put the bee in their bonnet about it.
Jim said he introduced it to the team
Yeah.
and said it's been successful in the past. We really ought to try it.
Right.
Yeah, both he and Bill Bracken were presenters. It was a pretty broad, it was somewhat long.
Very.
a
It
lot
was
of
an hour and a half
speakers.
long,
Yeah.
the presentations.
But, and varied.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, the number of people who were in
That was there
attendance,
too.
yeah, those who were in attendance, the number of school board members was actually a minority, I thought. Mostly civil and county employees, townships. You know, the woman who sat next to us was on the, next to me was on the county board of Outagamie County. I mean, there were a lot of other officials there besides, in fact, the school board, as I say, was probably a minority.
But it was very informative.
It was, and Jim Macy's been doing it for 35 years, he did say.
Hmm.
And so he was the moderator of the group. And as always, the talks were informative, and you do get a sense of the depth and breadth of some of the issues. And they came with a recommendation that if we wanted to know more, we could contact them.
That was mentioned quite a few times.
Yeah.
Every time.
Of course we would.
Those would be billable.
No doubt.
And I don't know about the rest of you who attended, I'm starting to get emails from them with updates on
Mhm.
particular issues,
Yep.
which is very nice.
And remember, the 2 of them, Jim Macy and Bill Bracken, are more than willing to come out to meet with you.
Yes, they
Um,
mentioned, Bill, or Jim mentioned
as
that
they've
as well.
done. We've done that a number of times, and that's at no charge,
Mhm.
other than buying dinner for them.
Yeah, they've been very generous with their time.
But
Good. Other observations from that meeting or any other meetings attended?
Food was good.
Food was good, thank you.
Venue was nice. Yeah.
And it was nice. Graduation was good. That's an event we, several of us went to. And it was nice. It wasn't beastly hot, a little bit long, but
The
it was
ladies
good.
were a nice touch.
The ladies, oh, how did that go for you?
Easy for me to say.
Okay, next item on the agenda.
That was interesting.
I will tell you that when the Lays got up to about here, I thought I can probably make it through it, and then I looked down and saw we were only through the first row. So. that
It was interesting. I thought who's going to be the first one to remove their ladies, Dr. Dressel.
Oh, you were watching that?
Once the diploma box got empty, I had room to put them, so,
Oh.
yeah.
But where are they gonna go with these things? Are they gonna take them off?
But I'm gonna put Mr. Becker on the spot. I asked you about that before they went out there.
Didn't know what was going on.
You did know?
No.
Okay.
I hear it was his idea.
It was very, it really is nice. Our students are such nice and thoughtful and kind people to have organized that, not only as a fun thing to do, but as a way to raise money for one of their own. It's very nice.
And I have to tell you, the students were very respectful. They almost apologized for having to do
A
it.
couple of them were apologetic.
They were.
Yes, yes. Like, will I still get my diploma? But I think it was probably a lot easier to deal with than the marbles that you had the previous year.
Had to throw that suit away.
Okay, any others? Very good. School visits, not sure that there would have been any.
Yeah, I had one,
I'm sorry.
just a quick little remark. I did the fourth grade track meet again, which was the day before Memorial Day weekend, which is always a fun event. I don't know if anybody else was here on that day. We got chased by the rain a little bit, had to go underneath the shelter, or the press box for 30 minutes with 140 kids. And everybody was hoping the sun would come out quickly. But turned out to be a nice event. And the kids have a great time with all of the little events that were set up by the staff. And then they have lunch out there and the whole 9 yards. It's a fun event, good outing for them. They use the speakers, so they introduce kids, and they get a big kick out of all of that. So it was fun. I got to be the starter and get them all running. So it was a great morning for me.
Very good.
I took the opportunity to go to the middle school and just see how summer school was running and working. And I visited 5 different classrooms, and it was really kind of good. I felt sorry. Well, and then I stopped at the kitchen, and they were getting ready to feed the kids, and they said that every child gets fed free.
Yeah,
That
that
was
started last
pretty
week.
nice.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed the visit very much.
What does Laura Bart teach that she had all those different groups?
Well, she was teaching math, English,
Oh my gosh.
science, and reading.
Oh, wow.
And they all had booklets that they were all working on in different subjects.
What is our enrollment like this year? Is it up, down, about the same for summer school? No feel for it?
Mr. Hyatt, do you know? And that we're pretty much average with other years.
Yeah, it's about the same as last year, but I don't know for sure.
We really don't know until we take counts.
Yeah.
People sign up and then show up, and other people don't sign up and do show up.
Is this the first week?
Last week,
Yeah.
okay.
No, well, yeah, for the high school's been going on. They're ending this end of this week. They started right after, but it's for the others.
For the little kids,
Yeah.
yesterday was the first day.
Yeah. Just an addendum to that, I was at a Park and Rec meeting the other day, and their attendance for a lot of the programs, and we were talking about swimming lessons as an example, are up considerably, and they think one of the reasons for it is because of the lunches, that the children are able to get those free lunches from one program in the morning to something in the afternoon. So they're real pleased by all of that because their numbers are up overall. And they have some other programs that would kind of dovetail in with the lunch hour too. So it's been real good for them as well. We've co-op with them
Right.
as far as, that's been great.
Upcoming meetings.
Regular board meeting, 7 a.m. on July 12th, and the 2016 WSB Summer Leadership Institute in Green Bay on July 16th. If anyone's interested in going to that, let Carol know, and she'll get you registered.
Did you ever get the WASB invoice yesterday?
Yes, we'll put it on July. It did come. fact, Carl got a copy. I got the original. Yeah. Okay, so we're well covered.
Okay, very good. Consent agenda.
How far down is the consent agenda? I want to talk a little bit about those extracurricular positions that you have, Dave, there at number 4. Is that part of the consent agenda?
It is.
Can we pull that out and talk about that a little?
The extended contracts, you mean?
No, way down the drama choreographer, that
Oh.
second page.
Yes. Well, can we talk about it and then hold off the vote?
Sure.
Is
That'd be fine with me.
Sure.
The reason I want to talk about it a little bit, I got a call, and I also had one of the staff talk to me a little bit about it. It has to do primarily with their budget at the high school, and I know Carl Hayek's here, so I got to ask the question. Tell me a little bit about why the high school staff was told they had a 20% reduction in their budgets. I already talked to Mr. Becker a little bit about that, but where is that coming from, and how was that derived?
Well, the budgets are really,
That's, if I
Okay.
may, that's not an agenda item at this point.
What's not an agenda item? The assistant drama coach musical? That's where I'm leading into, because it has to do with those numbers. That,
It doesn't.
well, she set those numbers based upon the fact that she wasn't going to get as much money as she thought.
That's record. That's not my.
No, those numbers were talked about 2 months ago. The reason that those are there and that we're bringing those forward at this point in time is that for many years, various positions have been paid for in the musical that have not been part of the contract, part of the contract that's available for all staff. Correct. And this year we had a problem because actually one of our teachers occupied one of those positions. And because the teacher was under contract with us and it wasn't recognized as part of the extracurricular contract, we had some difficulty in paying him. So we realized that we needed to bring these things out into light and have them be recognized officially as part of extracurricular contracts. So in the past, many of these things were paid for through purchase orders, through contracted services, or even through things like gift cards, that people were compensated through gift cards. So this is something that's been in the works. We started to talk about it, Kathy Allen and I started to talk about it after the last musical in November. And the real precipitating factor was that one of our teachers who was running the lates, we had trouble getting him paid. So we wanted to make this official.
Okay.
The dollar amounts came from discussions with?
Yeah, it was based on what we've paid these people in the past and what we felt that it was the jobs were worth.
Okay, so when did you arrive at those dollar amounts?
Well, we've arrived at the dollar amounts in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, that was my point, because she told me that her budget was cut from $10,000 to $7,500. Is that correct?
Well, she would have had a 20% decrease in her music budget.
Right, so therefore, the dollar amounts that she would have liked to have put on some of those was decreased because of a 20% cut in her budget.
She gave me these amounts 2 months ago, though. So what happened was, I talked with Kathy about these positions. She gave me the anticipated amount that she would like to have. We left that dormant. Carol Byer-McCuskey has really been working on this, and just 2 weeks ago, Carol says, we got to get this ready for the board. Let's put this all together. So, yes, this all did come together just a couple weeks ago. The dollar amounts, though, were dollar amounts that Kathy Allen had shared with me 2 months ago. So this, in my opinion, this isn't budget-driven. Maybe Kathy has told you that it is budget-driven, but I don't think so, because it's been a couple months that we've had these numbers out.
Okay.
Let me ask another. Carl, do these dollars come from the high school budget? Does the budget for the musical include the coaches, the drama coach's salary, and the...
no, those would be, if
musical
it's a director's? salary, it'd be out of the salary budget.
Right, so this isn't even coming from her, this has nothing to do with her budget.
But in the past it did?
Well,
So
in
is
the
that
past,
the
some of it,
difference?
they came out
Okay.
with gift cards and things like that, kind of backdoor, that would
That
have
was
come
her
from
budget.
their budget.
But the budget for the whole musical, like,
you know, the rights and the costumes and all of that, does that come out of the high school budget?
Yes.
And isn't that what you're referring to?
Well,
But
that's
that has
what I'm
nothing
trying
to do
get
with,
at.
but that has nothing to do with these. These
Okay.
do not come out of the high school. These
Okay.
positions are paid by the
Right,
district.
Right, I get that, but it still begs the question about the 20% decrease
For the musical?
that we were faced with, and then I was asked about it. I didn't know we were cutting 20%.
Well, first of all, budget isn't finalized yet. We're still working on it. So it's a working document. You've got till October to approve the budget.
But her
Now-
point and others were, if you're gonna start something up in August or even early September, how do you know where your money is if it doesn't finalize until October or November? By then, the musical's over.
There's a lot we could talk about right now, and if we had a budget hearing and a finance committee meeting, we could be talking about that, but I'm not prepared to go on and on about, I mean, I can tell you right now, the 20% budget cut did not come from this office.
Well, I know, but when we had the budget hearing just a month ago or so, there was never any indication, at least unless went in one ear and out the other, that our staff was gonna get a 20% reduction, or told that they're gonna get a 20% reduction, even if it was gonna be made up in the fall, so that when people ask me, how come I was cut 20%, what am I supposed to tell them?
I think we'll have to have a meeting to discuss that, because technically, since this is a consent agenda, and we're talking about these positions and what they get
Right,
paid.
and I have nothing against those numbers per
Yeah.
se, except I do believe, quite frankly, that those numbers would have been higher had there been more money allocated, but that's beside the point.
That's got nothing to do with that, Pat. Those are two separate things.
I'm just saying in terms of how people are thinking, in terms of their monies are being cut.
That may be how they're thinking, and we'll have to have a finance meeting and/or board meeting in which the budget is on the agenda. It's not on this agenda, so by regulation and law,
Okay.
we can't get into this right now because it was not posted as a discussion item.
Okay,
So I apologize, but that's,
that's okay, I don't mind doing that, I just think we need to get to the bottom of that, find out what the deal is.
yes.
I just wanted to clarify one thing, is that there was no 20% cut coming out of the district office. There's all the money allocated to any student, whether it's elementary or high school, it's based on a per pupil amount that hasn't changed, and there hasn't been any reduction from the district office whatsoever. All the budgets are allocated. Lump sum is literally allocated to each location, and then it's up to that location to disseminate or distribute that money according to how they see fit. And that hasn't changed.
Again, I appreciate that explanation, but we really can't get into it.
So sorry.
And that's just not trying to dodge it, it's the restrictions that we have with what's posted for meetings.
With that, I'd like to move approval of the consent agenda.
Do we want to revisit number B 2A? Says retirement of Susan K. Woodle?
Did you change your mind?
Can we change your mind? Okay. With that, there is a motion
Second.
and a second. All in favor?
I'm going to do a roll call, please.
I'm sorry.
Okay, sorry. Betty Mannion?
Yes.
Steve Shambo?
Yes.
Sandy Robinson?
Yes.
Connie Baldwin?
Yes.
Pat Fair?
Aye.
And Steve Hackett?
Aye.
And Steve Johnson?
Yes.
Thank you.
Motion to adjourn?
For a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, everyone.